West Papuans called to Christians for prayers. Isaac Lupari appointed as new Chief Secretary. And PNG airspace navigational equipment improved.
This is National EMTV News with Hope Imaka.
Good evening. Thank you for joining me. This is Sunday's news. West Papuans in Port Moresby are calling to Christians all over the world to pray for peace for West Papua. They are pleading for the unity of West Papuans and to find strength in prayer for the hope in freedom for their people.
During a dedication service commemorating 161 years of Christianity in West Papua, a prayer was dedicated to mission work and human rights advocacy in their country. Christians from various mainline churches in Port Moresby joined them. They prayed for the unity and hope for freedom of their people.
May a light of salvation, the morning star, continue to light up the skies over West Papua's darkest night. The sorrows may last for the night, but joy comes in the morning.
The service was organized by the Sarang Buruk Mambruk Project, a society of West Papuan youths dedicated to promoting unity among the West Papuans. Matthew Hazor, the group's president, called on his people not to lose hope in the prayer for a better day.
We have a God. Okay, He has given us this land. Yes, we are under Indonesia now, but we must not stop believing that our time will come, whenever it may be.
The service was also an avenue for West Papuans to gather as one voice in the fight for freedom.
It is one people, one soul. It's part of our motto, our West Papua motto. We are fighting for our freedom, our self-determination, and our independence.
Melissa Goviro, National EMTV News.
Papua New Guinea has a new Chief Secretary to the government, and he is Isaac Lupari. Mr. Lupari now takes over from his predecessor, Sir Manasupe Zuranok. Sir Manasupe has resigned from public duties due to health reasons.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has announced the appointment of Isaac Lupari as the new Chief Secretary to the government. In a media statement released by the Prime Minister's Department, Mr. Lupari has the experience and capability needed to guide government in the face of a challenging global environment and to advance reforms implemented by his predecessor, Sir Manasupe Zuranok. Mr. Lupari has a wealth of experiences within the public service as Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister's Office and is a former Chief Secretary. The Prime Minister said the Chief Secretary to Government is the most important position in the public service, and Lupari will be instrumental in taking the government to the next level in a changing global economy. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister thanked outgoing Chief Secretary Sir Manasupe Zuranok for his leadership in the public service. His commitment and loyalty to the public service has been outstanding, particularly strengthening service delivery at the local level through district development authorities. The Prime Minister said that Sir Manasupe embraced the vision for district development authorities, and his work has influenced decision-making for the people's benefit. Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Nadzab Airport in Morobe Province will house the new HF dual transmitter, providing a wide range and clarity frequency for airline operators. According to PNG Air Services Limited Director, Captain Ted Parkey, land issues in the surrounding areas of Jackson's Airport have forced the facilities to be installed at Nadzab. Port Moresby will only act as the receiver.
Part of PNG Air Services Limited modernization program is to improve a safer airspace for airline operators. Most importantly is the surveillance and monitoring system. Agreements for 2 new projects were signed. This includes secondary surveillance radar and a new dual HF facility. Captain Paki says due to facility challenges, they are unable to place a transmitter in Port Moresby.
You'll see people building buildings right next to the towers and what have you. So it's been, again, a challenge for the team to keep it going. We've managed to do that.
According to the National Airports Corporation, these investments are jointly funded to improve our navigational system in compliance with international standards. This is to enable a safe environment in the aviation industry.
The project is going to run over a 2-year period. 80% of it is funded by ADB under the CADI program, and about between 15, depending on the different items, 15% on average is funded by government of Papua New Guinea's counterpart funding. So this is like funded project, so we'll deliver it within the 2 years.
These projects are implemented under the Civil Aviation Development Investment Program, a joint partnership between the national government and the Asian Development Bank at a cost of over 54 million kina. The secondary surveillance radar and the new dual HF facility are a way forward to better communication, navigation and surveillance facilities, including air traffic management systems. Marilyn Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
You're watching Sunday's news. Among stories making headlines, cancer vaccine to be rolled out next month. That with more other local stories. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. There must be a deeper understanding of the Church-Government Partnership Program. Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Kavieng-Lorengau, Ambrose Kiapseni, says in order to deliver accordingly, both parties must fully understand their roles and functions.
The Church-Government Partnership Program is important for the delivery of basic services to the people. Bishop Ambrose said over the years, churches have been struggling because there was lack of understanding of one's roles and functions. Last year, churches raised issues with the delay of funds for health and education. The national government has failed to deliver on time.
It was very difficult, very, very difficult. Most of us could not do anything. I think most of our teachers and nurses in the old days, they give up and they go and join the government or just look for some other type of jobs.
Speaking about church services in New Ireland and Manus provinces, Bishop Ambrose said that this solidarity has been strengthened with the support of both provincial governments. The provincial governments have been working together with the Catholic Church for the delivery of basic services, especially in health and education.
For all our schools, and they support our hospitals. And very recently, last year anyway, they start to give us money to run those two things. The schools, health, and even the church. We are using the money from the government to do that, and we are very grateful for it.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
People must be prepared for any challenges from the changing climate. This is the appeal from the International Organization for Migrations, Wanisai Sitole. Speaking during the launching of the Carteret Islands Climate Change Resilience Project, he said people must be ready for any situations as nature does not know that people exist. Despite the challenges, people can live happily in their homes if they are ready all the time. The National Health Department will engage more doctors to assist with the distribution of the human papillomavirus that will protect young girls from cervical cancer. Health Secretary Pascal Kase says negotiations for pay packages have been made, import doctors overseas because meantime, Papua New Guinea doesn't really have the expertise, and the program will be trialed next month, beginning with the National Capital District.
Despite an increase in cancer cases in PNG, as revealed by medical specialists from PNG Cancer Treatment Center, Risk of cancer among women and girls can now be reduced with a vaccination method by Health Department. Health Secretary Pascal Kase says a vaccine approved by the department this year aims to minimize risks of cervical cancer among girls today. While the department has introduced preventative measures for young girls, women who already have cancer still have to be treated, many over the ages of 30.
The government has a strategy in place now to vaccinate all our young girls. And a HPV vaccine has now been approved by the Health Department to be piloted in NCD in March this year, 2016.
Though treatment is available at PNG's only cancer center, specialized equipment are limited. Every year, the Cancer Treatment Center in Leh receives up to 150 cervical cancer cases, many in advanced stages.
We have a number of doctors now been engaged by the Health Department to assist. So there are times that we have to negotiate for pay packages for some of our doctors from overseas to come because the expertise is not here as yet.
Cancer in PNG is currently treated by means of radiotherapy, surgical and chemotherapy treatment. It is hoped the vaccination strategy will reduce cancer rates. Colin Barelai, National EMTV News, Leh.
17 project officers from the Provincial and Local Government Affairs Department will drive the Rural Services and Local Governance Program to other provinces to ensure there is capability in communities. The community-driven development approach will be used to facilitate trainings to better skills of people in the community in project management and capacity building. It aims to enhance communities to be self-sustainable.
The Rural Service Delivery and Local Governance Project is a 3-year pilot project co-funded by the PNG government under the PNG Sustainable Development Programme and the World Bank. Under this project, 4 trainings have already been conducted in LOGs and wards of Central and Western provinces. Staff underwent 2 weeks of training to be familiarized with the different models to improve community development.
And we have the experience in the department too, not only on this training, but we've been going through intensive trainings on other areas of our responsibility. So I think the department is prepared to roll out the program.
DPLGA's acting secretary Dixon Guina challenged the staff to use their skills to assist wards at the community level to participate actively in spearheading development projects in their area.
17 of you have just gone through this training. We'll have to put these tools into practice. We're not going to waste time sitting here in Wagani, and I'm going to direct you to go out and really stay with the communities and work with the communities.
This training was run to ensure that when the pilot project has phased out, staff would be able to carry on with the project with extensions to other provinces. Melissa Goviro, National EMTV News.
A group of drunk and disorderly behaving PNG students were caught in a fight at a restaurant in the Philippines, and their video has gone viral on social media and heavily criticized by the general public. This is not the first time students studying overseas, like in the Philippines, were caught in the act, causing trouble in a foreign land.
A video posted on Facebook shows 3 drunk Papua New Guineans fighting in a restaurant in the Philippines. It has drawn public anger, especially from Papua New Guinean viewers. The 3 young men, believed to be students, were filmed on a mobile phone during the altercation. It is not clear what triggered the incident, but it is understood from the exchanges in Tok Pisin that one of the individuals was punched prior to him throwing a chair at the other. One of the men can be heard saying in Tok Pisin, "Why did you punch me? Why did you punch me?" The violence happens in an area where women and children are also present. One man is seen hurriedly carrying his baby out of the building to safety as the fight erupts. Behavior such as this is a nuisance to the public and shows how a person is brought up by the parents. A disgrace for the parents, family and the country, one Facebook user said. This is not the first time such incidents have happened. Previous cases have made headlines in the Philippines, particularly in Cebu, where there is a community of Papua New Guinean students. In 2013, the Star newspaper in Cebu told of how TV reporter Jinky Braguillo was confronted by a group of drunk Papua New Guineans after she filmed them breaking bottles in a public area. Earlier in 2012, a Philippine police SWAT team was called in to subdue a drunk student after he stoned a taxi driver following a fight with a fellow student. Honis Opa, who also made it onto the front page of a daily newspaper in PNG, drew the ire of the Papua New Guineans, who called for his deportation and for tougher penalties on students who were caught breaking laws overseas. Marilyn Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
On Thursday this week, rogue police officers under the influence of alcohol were firing shots in the vicinity of the Bomana Police College at around 8 p.m. According to the Bomana Police Training Commandant, Bernard Nepo, it is not clear how many officers were involved. However, he assured no casualties were reported. Commandant Nepo stressed the armory was not broken, as reported by other media, but left open. Commander Nepo said investigations will proceed. Trukai Sports is next. We bring you your NSL and others. Details when we come back.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. NSL Grand Finalists Madang FC have crashed out of contention for the second round final stage despite defeating Lae City Dwellers in Madang yesterday. The 2-1 victory yesterday by Madang ensured they ended their 2016 campaign on a high note.
Madang FC had been hoping for a victory after last year's 4-1 loss in the grand final, and they were looking for a revenge against a Lae City Dwellers side that had been undefeated throughout the entire season. It took only 7 minutes before Lae City captain Raymond Gonemba would open the scoring for the visitors, taking a 1-0 lead. However, that would only last for about 4 minutes before Madang would equalize. Later on in the second half, the Madang crowd would be taking a lot of revenge, considering that in the first round it had been a 0-0 draw over at the SIK. However, Madang would wait until the 74th minute before taking a 2-1 victory over the visitors. However, head coach for Lae City Dwellers, Peter Gonemba, had a few words to say regarding the crowd control.
The actions of the supporters. I think this is something that Madang has been going for so long now. The National Soccer League people should see and educated their supporters, because when the second goal went in, they came in and kicked my goalkeeper and my fullback and kicked and pounced him. And we were about to quit the game. Then I told my players not to do it because we act like professionals. Not act, but let's be professionals.
Regardless of the result by Madang FC, it is still Lae City Dwellers and Wellgrace Morabe United who qualify for the second stage of the Telecom National Soccer League for the year 2016. Jeremy Mogi, National TV Sports, Madang.
And a wrap-up of the Telecom NSL matches in Lae. Besta FC and Admiralty have remained scoreless till full time. In the other match, Morabe Wellgrace United beat Goroka Goshia 2-0 after Messi Yowie pulled through with both goals for the Morabe franchise. Bethany Harriman with this report from Lae.
In the first game, Besta looked the stronger team. In the first half, they dominated the attack, visiting the yellow territory more than once. But the men in yellow held them off till half-time. In the second half, the tussle began, both teams in a tug-of-war to win this match. Besta visited the Manus end but came back empty. But disappointing ends to the match, 0-0 at full time. In the second match, the first half was well fought out until Messi Yowie slotted home a cross in the dying minutes of the first half. The fight continued in the second half, a hard-felt battle that ended when Yawi put one more past Admiralty's goalkeeper in the 65th minute. Bethany Harriman, National EMTV Sports, Ley.
The PNG Hebo Barramundis suffered a defeat against Ireland, 5 weak wickets with 47 balls to spare in the first 2020 international in Townsville. Yesterday, Ireland won the toss and sent the Barramundis into bat first. Barras finished with a 9 for 92 off their 20 overs. Sesebao made 22 of 21 balls and Charles Amini Jr. made 21 of 21 and was the best with the bat for PNG. Norman Vanua had a superb day with the ball, grabbing 3 for 26, but it wasn't enough as the Barramundis lost by 5 wickets. That concludes our sporting actions for today, with the details up next. Stay tuned.
Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, cloudy with chances of brief showers for Port Moresby. In the Mumase region, cloudy and a chance of brief showers for Ley. In the New Guinea Islands, few showers and possible thunderstorms for Lorengau. And in the Highlands region, cloudy periods for all centres. Before we go, a quick look at our top stories. West Papuans call to Christians for prayers. Isaac Lupari appointed as new Chief Secretary, and PNG airspace navigational equipment improved. That's how we end the news for Sunday, the 7th of February, 2016. From the entire news team, I'm Hope Imaka. Pleasant working week. Good night.